Hello and welcome to this Prospect 365 CRM video where we're going to take a closer look at a contact record within the CRM. So, first thing we need to do is locate our contact record. So up here I'm going to use our search. I just typed in Jury and we can see here I've got my contact Michelle Jury, so I'm just going to load it up for you. So, on this record it gives us lots of information about our contact Michelle Jury. So you can see here we've got our title, full-name, surname, preferred name, email address and phone number. And if we need to change any of these, it's just a case of going in, altering the details, and it automatically saves that information back into the CRM. And anybody can alter any records within the CRM. So if somebody else was to now access this record, they'd see our newly updated email address with .co.uk at the end of it. We also have our different roles that we can select for the contact, and we've got a drop down menu here. It's just a case of picking the one which is most relevant for this particular individual. Depending as well whether you have the correct administration rights, you'll also see we've got a configure option down the bottom here, and this can be used if we need to add a new contact role type to this particular list. Go into that in a bit more detail in a different video. We also have our job title. This is a free format text box area here, and this is usually what appears on somebody's email signature or on somebody's business card. You can also enter in the department they work in if need be, but also an alternate reference for them. Over on the right hand side here we have our communications section, and this is based on the address that we have recorded for them, and if we select one of these buttons it then takes us straight into Google Maps and it shows us where that individual lives. If we want to send an email, we've just altered that email address, and all I need to do is click on that icon and it loads up my email template section. And in here we can put in our subject, we can drag and drop files into it, and we can also have our main body of the text, of the email down the bottom there. You can also CC people in or BCC them if you want, and we also have an option here for send a copy to me. So if I was to select that as well as an email going to Michelle Jury, it'd also go into my inbox as well. Once you've popped in everything you need, you've just got to send down the bottom there. If we scroll down a little bit here, you can also see it gives us our created on, so who made it, and also the last action of what happened. And we've got our activity section here. Now this section here, very important. It shows us all of the information, any notes which have been added to this contact record, and also any records underneath Michelle Jury. So that would be any leads or any problems. Now, as you can see here, this is our test example, so there's not a huge amount of information on there, just some documents that we've got recorded. If I wanted to add anything to this, we've got a section down the bottom there, it says add your reply here. All I need to do is click into that box, and I can then put in please call customer, or any information that is relevant for this particular record. We then can post it, we could change the text if we wanted to, underline it, we could have bullet points, etc. We can also add some tags to it, which we'll be able to search on later on. So I'm just going to click post on there, and this is then going to add please call customer to our list. If we scroll down there, we can see please call customer, I added that note a few seconds ago, and whoever has logged into the system, it will come up with their contact details there, okay, or their user details. So that is the basics of our details page. Now on the left hand side here you'll notice we have lots of tabs. So this gives us access to even more information about this contact record. So if we select addresses, you can see that this address at the moment is 1 Elm Street, and this is tied to the division address. But we could also add a separate address just for Michelle if we need. So I click on add address, and in here, if I wanted to, I can then search any address that we have for our customer. If I just popped in a postcode there, it then searches through and it gives me a list of options, and it's picked up that postcode and it then allows me to pick whichever one I want to use. So I select that and it automatically populates for me. I click confirm and it now has defaulted this address for the contact. If I do want it to go back to the division address, all I need to do is highlight, and it does give me a little warning. You're about to relink this address to the division, it's going to remove the old one. Are you okay with that? Click confirm, and there we go. We're back to where we started from. Okay. Next on the left hand side we have our communication. So if we did want to add any additional phone numbers or additional email addresses, we can do that here. Very straightforward. All you need to do, we've got our little plus icon there, select that and it will open up and allow you to add a new phone number or a new email address down the bottom. We also have the ability to add new social links, which is select on here. And this is if we wanted to link directly to somebody's Facebook page or Google+, LinkedIn profile, etc. And you just pop in the details there, click create, and it would add that down the bottom for you. Another important one on here is our preference flags. So this is very important if you're doing email marketing. And what we're saying here is we have yeses ticked for email, mail, fax, and swap. And this means that this customer, Michelle, is okay to be contacted by email, by mail, by fax, and the swap refers to if you are ever going to sell or pass on their information to a third party. Are they okay with that? So very important that you use those correctly. If we go down now to the online section, this is for people who have a CMS or a website linked in with the CRM system. And if you have a customer and they need to access that website, this is where we can set their password details. So their login, their main credentials are always going to be the email address we have for them in the system. And then it's just a case of setting them a password down there, confirming the password, and then click set password, and that is then all set up for the customer to access your website. There are also some permissions here, and these can be changed depending if the individual who's logging into the system needs to have an increased level of authority. If we go down to documents now, this is going to show us any documents which have been created underneath our contact Michelle Jury. And you can see that quite a lot of test examples here are from mail merges we've been doing, some quotes that we've been sending out, some acknowledgement letters. And if I wanted to create a new document here, again, I just use my plus icon up at the top. It takes me to my new record window, and we can group documents. So we can select, I just want my general documents or marketing documents, etc. And then you're able to select your type, give it a description, and click create. And that will automatically create that document for you. And also, depending how the document's been made, it will use search and replace fields to automatically populate it with information from the CRM system. What you can also do here as well, we've got our drag files here, and you can just go onto your desktop, drag and drop a document into there, and it will then be saved against this contact so that anybody else can see what is happening. Okay. If you do have a lot of documents, as we do here, you can use the search functionality up at the top, and you can search through and look for anything. So we've got here, test has been used quite a lot, so if you wanted to narrow it down, you could pop that into there. So very straightforward, and anytime you see the little spyglass there, that is something which we can search within all of these documents. You can also filter these options up at the top, or sort, and that will change obviously alphabetically. If you've got an ID, it will do it numerically, ascending, descending for you. So very, very handy for finding out or locating this particular document or lead, problem or quote that you're after. Another thing that you can do here as well is if we go to our three dots, it allows us to export to Excel. Now, this means that any information that we have in the CRM, with a click of a button, we can send it to Excel, and you can then manipulate that data in any way that you want within Excel. Now, that is restricted as to who can do that. Only certain users of the system, the same as the ones that have the admin authority, can do that. If that's something that you would like to do but you don't have the access to at the moment, please just give us a call, let us know, and we can see about getting that sorted for you. We can also perform bulk actions. So if we say, for example, we're just going to jump into a division quickly on here, and if we go to our contacts list, now it might be Michelle and Harry have moved location. So we could go to our three little dots there, we could do our perform bulk action, and one of the actions we have here is change parent. And so the parent is the record that sits above in the hierarchy, so I could select a new division for Michelle and Harry to sit under, click OK, and it would automatically move any of those contacts, in this example to that new location. So very handy if you've got some admin, some cleanup that you need to do. Finally, just jump back into Michelle's record here. We'll just go back to the details page. Now, if you ever need to delete a record, very easy to do. Again, you need to make sure you've got the correct admin access. You just go to your three dots, and we've got an option to delete the record, and we've also got an option to mark them as left company. because it may be they've left the company, but you still need to retain that information to do with any leads, any problems, any quotes. So in that example, you would use left company. Alternatively, you can just select delete, and it gives you the option, do you want to move the children or delete the children? Okay, now what this means, if you think back to the hierarchy, is moving the children allows us to move those leads, those problems, the quotes, anything which sits underneath the contact within the hierarchy. And we can use our little parent there and our little select icon to find a new contact for them to sit under. So if somebody's leaving the company but somebody's taking over their role, create them in the CRM and move all those records to sit underneath them.